Well, yeah, I think there's an ambition to play Test match cricket and being a Test nation. But I think at the same time it's important that every Test match you go into we try and win as well. Obviously, having not played for a while, Bangladesh have played quite a lot of Test cricket recently. So yeah, I think it's always good and developing the players and developing the mindset of being ambitious in playing Test cricket, along with all the other formats, being competitive in red ball cricket just as much as in white ball cricket.
You don't have Rashid Khan in the team. How do you replace a player like him?
Well, it's very difficult to replace a guy like Rash with the vast experience he has from playing all around the world in different competitions, different variations of the game, ODI and T20, and obviously being a normal Test player, has the experience of being a Test player. So yeah, that's obviously missed, but I think him having a bit of time off now, resting, because obviously there's a lot of cricket coming up with the Asia Cup and World Cup. I certainly see it as him taking a bit of time off now, getting his back sorted out, and with the view to the future and the competitions doing well later on in the year or in a few months' time.
Oh, just the last thing. How ambitious can an Afghanistan player be about this?
I think just as ambitious as when Bangladesh started playing Test cricket, and you see Bangladesh now going on and beating, certainly at home, beating Test nations. I think that's important to have that ambition. I think that's what drives a game. If you speak to many Test cricketers, I would say almost all Test cricketers, they would say they like playing Test cricket probably the most. It's their favourite format because of the challenge and the test that it creates between the two sides, but also individually as well. So that's the exciting thing and what I'm looking forward to seeing tomorrow. Hopefully we can have a good practice today and the rain stays away, and we can be really ready for the toss tomorrow.
Afghanistan test side is pretty much different from the Indian side. Lots of countries, they don't play actually very good cricket. So obviously Afghanistan does get to play test matches after a long break. This very test you're playing after 27 months break. So how tough and actually how challenging it is when it does actually get a chance to play a test match. How tough it is.
Well, it certainly is. I think there's a lot of guys who haven't been involved in ODIs that much or not at all. So international cricket is pretty new for them as well. So that's always exciting. I think it's a challenge for them, obviously. But as a coach and a coaching staff, that's the exciting thing: seeing young players coming through and seeing what international cricket's all about. Certainly on the Test stage, it's going to be tough. Coming to Bangladesh is always a challenge for any cricketing nation. So that's the exciting thing, is seeing how these guys go.
Jonathan, over here. Jonathan, in England, they have adopted a new tactic of playing Test cricket called baseball. Do you think Afghanistan, as a young Test side, will also take the same approach, because that is now that's the theory which is getting more favored by the coaches, that is the trend of Test cricket, where players don't just occupy the crease, they also run at a higher rate? Or do you want to go through the classical way where the player occupies the crease for a longer time, then just not presenting, not thinking about
I'm getting what you're saying.
occupying the crease?
Well, the normal traditional way of playing Test cricket, you would say. I think it's up to the players also to play their normal game. I think as a coaching staff and as a head coach, you need to also be realistic with regards to the players that you have and the type of intent that you want to have as a side and the style of cricket you want to play. It depends a lot on the players. You've got to be able to adjust and be able to do both, attack at times and defend at times. Some teams will prefer to attack more than most times. So it all depends on the players you have at your disposal, or the team has at its disposal. So you got to find the right balance and what suits you as a side. And tomorrow we'll see that. I also think the more Test cricket you play, the more you can, the more you realise what's your best way of playing. If you look at a side like England, they play a lot of Test cricket. This is our first Test in 27 months. So you've got to be realistic with regards to how the guys are going to play and the type of brand of cricket that develops itself. It's not something that can be forced. That's something that develops, and hopefully we see Afghanistan playing more Test cricket.
Coach, there has been a lot of talk with the green top and the face-off between the two sides, pace bowling unit. In that case, do you think Afghan pacers will be affected by the lack of experience, and do you think Bangladesh pace unit will have slightly advantage?
Well, I think any team that plays at home will always have a bit of advantage. I think certainly a team that's played more Test cricket by a long stretch as well will always have a little bit more advantage. But that doesn't mean that tomorrow they're going to play better than us. I think we've prepared really well. The players have trained exceptionally well, I feel, and are very excited about playing a Test here in Bangladesh. So whatever's happened in the past or whoever's favourites or conditions, it's all about what happens tomorrow and who does it the best. And it's my job and our coach's job to make sure that everyone's ready for a Test match starting tomorrow. So I'm excited, everyone else is, I know, and looking forward to training today and tomorrow. Good? Yes?
What will be the result of this test? Do you think this test match will last 5 days? 5 days?
I don't know, it depends on a whole various of things. I hope we get all I hope is we get a good Test match, a good exciting Test match for the public and the press and for the future of Test cricket for Afghanistan. That's all I can hope for. Good.